You can take it away.
Hi, thank you for letting me speak. I love this team and I kind of creep on your guys' team page all the time. But I'm Baylee. I have been a coach for over 3 years now, and I've known Brittany for a while. So I kind of wanted to come on here and talk about how I hustle through the holidays, is what I'm going to kind of call it, because I feel like as coaches, we get super stressed out during the holiday season, which it shouldn't be stressful and it should be super fun. So I kind of want to give you guys some tips and things you can take away throughout the holidays. If you have any questions, you can throw them in the chat during my little PowerPoint. I do have a PowerPoint. It's kind of boring, but I'm going to share it anyways. A little about me. I live in Kansas. I'm 22. Like I said, I've been coaching for about 3 years. I love to bake. I like to make TikToks, and I just like to have fun. So let's get this going. All right. Can you guys see that? Yeah, cool. All right. So holiday hustle. Okay. So business wise, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like a lot of my team is struggling right now with structure. Especially myself. I was struggling a lot during our move into this new apartment, and I was getting very overwhelmed with working in power pockets because I love to sit down and do a power hour. Like, I love sitting down and just getting on Zoom and crushing out some work, but that's changed in the past couple weeks, and I've had to kind of adjust to it, and it's been really hard for me. I know, like, my team can even attest to that. It's been super hard on me, not like physically, but mentally, just knowing like I can't actually sit down and do a full power hour and I can't get all my stuff done. So I want you guys to really figure out your business hours. This is something I also struggle with. I don't work at the specific times I set for myself, but I know, like, by 7 p.m., if we don't have any calls at night, I really want to be off Zoom. I want to be done working. Like, if I have to do like a nightly power hour, that's fine. But just knowing, like, you have to have business boundaries and you have to have personal family boundaries, right? Because I've had multiple people quit coaching because it's getting in the way of their family. Maybe families coming over for Christmas already or Thanksgiving, and they just like don't think they can structure their coaching business around the holidays. So this is like prime time to really dig into that and make a schedule for yourself. And we can kind of get into that in a little bit, but like I said, power pockets, if that's what works for you in your business, do it by all means. I've seen like Brittany throw in, I'm hopping on Zoom for an hour, 2 hours, come work with me. If you can't make those Zooms, like, we also do that. So I love it. But if you can't make that, don't feel bad for doing power pockets. I'm going to show you kind of like what our team does, or what even I do every single day, just to kind of like show you a different way of doing it. But I think a lot of people start to feel guilty when they can't actually do what their coach is doing. We want to like look up to our coach as a role model for doing their power hour, and like they send their full on business activity tracker all filled out, and you didn't even get half of the stuff done that they did. So just knowing, like, you have to find a tracker that works for you. There's multiple trackers out there. I'm going to share the one that I use, and there's different ways of doing it every day. Personally, in my business, I don't do invites, follow-ups, and connections every day together. I pick basically a massive thing to do for my business. Obviously, like, I may do a few follow-ups at night or something, but I really thrive off of picking one thing to like really hone in on and focus for 1 hour, because it can kind of seem like when you start to invite every single day, you may feel like you're running out of people. So then if you just kind of focus your attention on maybe connecting for 2 days and really getting conversations going, and like bringing in new blood to your like social media, that's going to give you more invites to do in the long run. So maybe even figuring out like a few things or one big thing to do every single day, coaching wise, has really helped my girls kind of fit it into their lifestyle. So also leaning into your team, like, come to team calls really soak up any trainings you can do. I've been kind of like looking through the back office just to like spark my motivation again. And to, not that my motivation was gone, but just to like keep myself going through the holidays. That way, if I'm at like low success club numbers, or I didn't get, like, I had a low volume month, or nobody signed up with me, or whatever the case may be, you're really focusing on like, I'm actually bettering my mindset as a mentor. And you're having that like on, I guess you could call it like CEO mindset versus, oh, well, I didn't get anything done, so I'm a failure. So just making sure like you're always trying to take that step forward and like put that stepping stone in front of you to always become better every single day. So that way we're not so hard on ourselves. So personal journey, personal, like PD, all that stuff. So mindset is huge. I really think keeping the fun in this business is like focusing on our own health. I love waking up every day and like doing my morning routine. That is the number one thing I love doing. I love seeing Brittany's on her stories, like her devotion takeaways, like all of that stuff. I love seeing that she's sharing that. And that really like inspires other people, because this is the prime time where people don't have a set routine and they're lacking structure in their life. The holiday season is crazy. I hate to say like holiday, but it really is like the start of the holiday season, and people are Christmas shopping and Black Friday is coming and it's crazy. And again, COVID has been laying people off once again. So it's like insane, right? It's like an insane time. So really focusing on like our mental health, because if you're on this call, you can't be a good mentor or leader or coach or a cheerleader or whatever you want to call it for anybody if your mental health is down the drain. So really focusing on waking up and having something to look forward to. So if you don't have a structured morning routine, figure one out and wake up earlier if you have to, and really hone in on what you want to focus on every single day in the morning. Because when your head hits that pillow at night, you know that waking up every morning, you have these structured things that you can look forward to every single day. And you can share that on social media, because there may be someone else struggling with that. I've helped a lot of people get into morning routines and like structured things every day, because they never had that, and it's something they need to look forward to, especially like having winter blues, and it's like practically midnight here. It looks like, I mean, it's so dark I can't even see outside. So like that's super depressing, and it's just a time where people need that extra boost of motivation. So making sure you do your workout, your PD, you drink your shake, all the vital behaviors minus getting people results, like that's for business, but just making sure like you're working on yourself, and doing your workout every day, because I know like working out is my medicine, and it'll keep me out of that rut on my journey as well. So just making sure like you're doing those main things, because that's what we do as coaches, right? We do that first, and then we're working on the IPAs, the income producing activities. We're doing power hours, all of that stuff to move your business forward, whatever your goal may be with your business. And then make sure you're getting results and not just sharing other people's results. I've seen a lot of coaches that haven't shared their results in like months, and they're finishing programs and they didn't commit all the way. They fell off a bunch of times. They had to restart. So figure out why, what's the root of why you're restarting your journey? Are you struggling with nutrition? Like go back to being a good challenger, like be the best challenger you can be, and make sure like you're diving into a full workout program, and you are diving into the nutrition side of it, and you're showing, you're holding yourself accountable on your Instagram stories and using that maybe as a personal journal for To Be Mindset or UPF. So just making sure like those two things tie into getting results, right? Like our workout structure and our nutrition. And then figure out your like roadmap for the end of the year / 2021. Even you can even start working, like we're working on what program we're going to do in the new year, and then the spring program and all of like the new things coming, and kind of road mapping out like what we want to do. Like this has to be fun for us, and having that road mapped out and having structure is also a market point for people that are following you. If you're sharing that, it's like, why wouldn't someone want to have a structured roadmap for themselves instead of having to like YouTube workouts, right? Or join a gym on January 1st and fall off and not have the accountability and support. So figuring out your map for the year, not business, like this is just for your personal journey. So get down to the nitty gritty of what workouts you're going to do. We're prepping for 9-week right now, and we are going to start 9-week January 4th as like a new year program. So just knowing, like, for us, we have a program to look forward to for the new year. That's also a marketing point for people that also want to start at the new year after Christmas, because like it's kind of shady, but during holidays and during Christmas, people can't afford it. But then when January 1st hits, it's like, here's all my money, take all my money, right? So, like maybe having a program starting at the new year is your best bet. And then figuring out what you're doing from now until you start that program. All right, so this ties back into business. These are the trackers that I use. This is not something I made, so I'm not taking credit for it. Brittany's in my team page, so she can probably snag it in there and share it with you guys, but it really is something more simple than the business activity tracker. I personally like to write out the names of people that I'm connecting with, the names of people I'm inviting, the names of people I'm adding and following up with, just for my own personal sake, to look at it and be like, well, crap, I only started 10 new combos and did nothing else that day. And just like throughout the week, I can get better, right? We're always focused on getting better and like doing more than the day before. So that has, I'm looking at my paper because it's a little bit small on the screen, but starting new conversations, adding new friends. So anytime I add someone new on social media, I go to their stories on Instagram, not Facebook, and I reply to their story. That's going to be starting a new conversation for me. I also count new follower messages as starting new conversations. So usually I'll have the same names on there as long as they all have the stories on their page. But if not, then I'll just go find new people to conversate with. Inviting to a challenge, I may be crazy, but yes, I invite 6 people a day and sometimes every other day. Like sometimes that box isn't even filled in. I do circle back invites, and I saw that from Brittany's paper, like her highlighted sheet she had for writing names down and keeping track of people's names that she's conversating with. I've been doing a lot of circle back follow-up invites because it's the end of the year. I went back and followed up with a lot of people from last Thanksgiving and Christmas that said no, and just kind of like circle back and re-invited them. So that's kind of, an invite / follow-up. Invite to coaching. I don't invite to coaching every day, not even every week. A lot of my coaches come from just being amazing challengers or discount coaches. I'll wait for a girl to come join my team because she saw me talk about it, and then we'll kind of conversate about it. But I don't just like go invite to coaching. It's like once in a blue moon. So don't feel bad about that. There's a lot of successful top coaches that have just recruited discount coaches and turned them into working coaches because they fell in love with the journey, which is also ties back into the vital behaviors of getting people results. So that one is never filled for me, maybe on an ambitious day. Follow-ups, and then at the bottom, it kind of cut off, but there's a workout space, personal development, book, and then time of what day and time you did it. And then checking into groups and making sure you just check off all these little things, because I feel like we forget the little things versus just doing invites, follow-ups, and connections, like answering emails, answering DMs, checking my apps, checking into the bod group, maybe send a progress photo to your coach or check in with challengers, like all of those little things that we forget to do. I always do these in the morning, like before my workout. This is what I will do for my little like power hour, is I mainly just check into all the pages and listen to personal development. So that's kind of what works for me. Now this, I have to give credit to my girl Heather on here. She spoke on your guys' breakaway call. She made this schedule. So we've had a lot of, oh my God, I can't stop highlighting that. We've had a lot of people that are struggling with getting a full tracker done. So if this resonates with you, totally use this. I say, like I said, you can pick that one duty to do every single day, but it's gonna feel like a lot. Like this daily schedule is going to feel like, holy shit, I have to follow and connect with 50 new people. That's gonna feel like a lot versus doing this tracker on the side, right? So making sure like this is maybe something you want to do if you can actually commit to it. So like she has here, let's see. So Tuesday, okay, you always do your PD, your affirmations, drink your pre, whatever, work out and shake, posting on stories and feed. Those are like non-negotiable things for myself. And then connecting with 50 people. So you are going and following 50 new people and liking their photos and commenting on them. So you're love bombing them. You're doing that for 50 people, no less than 50 people, because over the course of the week, that's how many you would do over the course of a week, right? So like 7 a day or 8 or 10 a day. So 50 people you're connecting with. Now, Wednesday, she has you following up with people that you invited. I don't know, like combo flow. We have like a combo flow doc. So kind of just like using the doc that we have and figuring out your follow-ups are. And then Thursday, adding 100 people. So maybe, okay, just kidding. Tuesday, connecting means like commenting on their photos. Now, Thursday, you're going to be adding 100 people. So that's following the people. And then that next Tuesday, you would connect with them. That's what it is. So that's adding 100 people. That may seem like an insane amount of numbers, but that's just what it takes. You know, if you're gonna choose one thing to do every single day for your business, it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be maybe a little overwhelming, but if that's what you have to do, that's what you have to do. And then she has on Friday following up combo flows, connecting, love bombing. So just kind of doing like the same thing. So that's something she made, and you guys could make your own or kind of figure out like your little power pockets, but really finding a tracker that just works for your lifestyle. The business activity tracker I've used like one time and I never used it again from the back office, just because it's like boxes, right? And you can't really track what you're doing. I'm a very visual person, and that's how my business thrives, is to make sure like I'm actually filling out my tracker. And I feel like with the bat, I'm like cheating myself a little bit, because maybe I connected with 10 and I crossed off the box at like 5 and never went back to it or something. So that's just not something that works for me. But if it works for you, keep using it, is what I'm kind of getting to. Like, don't just use a tracker that your coach uses because it works for your coach. Figure out what works for you and makes it super fun. All right, so next is kind of keeping it fun and silly, especially during the holidays. I know like Britt does question boxes of like, what'd you eat today, or what'd you have for lunch? And then she like replied back to me or messaged me. I don't know if she does that with everybody, but she like messaged me and said, why isn't my peppermint mocha here or whatever. So that's a way to kind of like put a question box on your story. Maybe like, did you decorate your tree yet? What colors did you do? And then go into their inbox and be like, send me a picture of your Christmas tree. Like, I want to see it. Just something so simple. And aside from like Beachbody, just having a normal human conversation. I feel like we kind of get tied up in just being Beachbody coaches. We kind of take the fun out of it, and we don't have fun with our conversations, and it's all inviting, right? And it kind of like hurts our mental state. So just keeping it fun, kind of share, like I've been sharing all my home decor, holiday foods. Maybe you're prepping Thanksgiving food already, like you're figuring out your whole recipe, all your recipes and your menu for Thanksgiving. Share that. Like, people really want to see what you're doing. They want to see other stuff than just fitness and nutrition, right? Try new holiday recipes, make reels. Like, reels are huge right now. If you don't use TikTok, definitely make reels and just do some like holiday cocktails or different recipes from Fixate, and make like a cool reel for people. people, excuse me. Maybe every Tuesday you commit to that, like Tasty Tuesday, or Foodie Friday or something like that. And you just keep switching it up on your page. And then these this or that templates, tons of them on Pinterest. You can find them really anywhere on Google. Putting that on your story and just kind of making it fun and letting them screenshot it to do it themselves and having them tag you. I posted this on Facebook yesterday as like a Sunday post, and it just says, me holiday shopping, only buy gifts for other people. Me 5 minutes later, treat yourself. Like, and then just kind of putting a caption, is this you too, or something. So not just posting pictures every single day and having your captions be fitness related, but keeping it fun and doing like quote photos. And I think they're called viral posts. Like, there's a video Ashley Smith, I think she did on YouTube. One of her team calls just said to like find quotes like that, like quote photos that look like that. And just ask people if they can relate to that as well. And then keep it engaging. Usually they'll comment on it. And then Spirit Week. So set up a Spirit Week, figure out when your team Spirit Week is, maybe offer it to your social media following and be like, tag me on stories, and just do fun stuff like that to keep your mind off of, things that aren't going well in your life, or just stress, like all the holiday stress. Really, Spirit Weeks are something we love to do. We're doing one next week for Thanksgiving. So it just keeps it fun, and people love seeing that as well. And consistency over time. So I'm sure you've heard that before, but showing up daily over time. I didn't want to make this about hitting Success Club, because yes, Success Club is a non-negotiable. I always hit Success Club 10 plus, but it really, all of these things that I just talked about tie into Success Club. Like, you're not going to go sell a challenge pack if you showed up on social media 7 months ago, right? Unless you're like texting all of your prospects or something. I mean, if they want to see you show up, they want to see you have fun, they want to see you working on yourself. So all of that stuff comes first and will tie into hitting Success Club. So share what you love, be a normal human being, and don't just be all about the business. Like, you can have fun during Thanksgiving and Christmas and still hit Success Club and tie that back into business. I really just talk about my like upcoming boot camp in the morning on my story, not even every day. And I'm at Success Club 22 because I just have like stayed consistent and committed to my power pockets. And I've figured out kind of like my schedule, and I've just been keeping it fun. And I've been posting on my feed. Like, I'm just doing the normal things, but I'm kind of having to figure out a different way to schedule my normal things into my daily life. And really just having fun on social media has really helped. So your fans are watching, like every Instagram story watcher that you have is one of your fans. Like, you want to create fans. You don't want to create followers. You want them to keep coming back to your page. Like, oh my God, Britt has a new story. Oh my God, Baylee has a new story. And eventually maybe there will be a spark for them to join you. And then I wanted to throw in these daily non-negotiables. I show up on stories more than 3, but if you're just starting out or you have a struggle of showing up on your Instagram stories, do 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, and 3 at night. That's 9 total stories, like 45 seconds a day, which is insanely easy. Like, that's super simple. So just showing up, maybe like doing your workout, showing a product use, like you're doing your Energize dance, making your Energize, or making your peppermint mocha shake recipe, and then showing your lunch and your coach work, and maybe a grocery find or grocery haul and a Hobby Lobby store find. I don't know, like just something super simple, 3 times every day, like 3 times in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, 3 in the evening. Like I said, I do a pre-workout power hour. It may not be like inviting, following up, and connecting, but it's all those things I do on the bottom of my tracker. I check into my groups. I make sure I'm in my team chat. Maybe I say, good morning, here's my to-do list. Like, it's just the little things that will help you be a better mentor. I wasn't logging in our bod group for so long, and I was like, why am I even inviting people to it if I'm not in there present? So I've made it a goal to like log in the bod group every day. Like that's a goal you can set as being a coach. It may be little and it may be stupid to you if you don't like bod groups, but if you have people in there, why aren't you showing up in there? So that's kind of like stuff you can do before, your workout or whenever you have a little bit of free time. And then show up as the best challenger first and fill my cup is what I do every day. My girls know, like, depending on the time I wake up, I'll be on Zoom doing my stuff in the morning and then always doing my workout. And after my workout, it's like take a shower, run my errands, sit down to work, unless my day goes different. So they always know, like, I like to do invites in the morning. I have a lot of girls that will like sit down in power hour before their workouts. But for me, I like to do the little things. I don't know. I like to do the little things to cross them off in the mornings and then do like my bigger stuff in the evening or throughout the day. Because then I feel like if I'm doing it at 3 p.m., 6 p.m., or 8 p.m., then I have messages to respond to the next day. And it kind of keeps it, I don't know, more upbeat for me. So if you feel like your business is a little bit draining, then kind of switch up your schedule and try different things out for coaching. All right. That is all I have, but I'm going to check and see if there's any questions.
Guys, also right now while she's going through the chat thread, drop any questions you have for her, because we'll give her a couple minutes here. You okay on time, Baylee? Cool. Okay. Yeah, I'd love you guys if you wanted to ask her any questions. I have one to kick off while we're typing theirs. So SC22, that's what you said, right? And you're just doing little pockets, and I see everybody's face just like eyes got wide. You're a rock star at consistency. Talk about your flow. Talk about your consistent flow of how you add new followers, connect to them, and then reach out. Where are you talking to your people? Talk us through that a little bit.
So I'm trying to get a little better at it because I stopped using a tracking system. Like I've just been using the paper like you were doing, like talking to and like highlighting them. So I've been doing my paper, but that's only for people that actually respond to my invite. So anyone that does that, I'll write them down. Now connecting with new people, I'm kind of doing a new system and I'm trying to figure it out. But like on the days I'm going to connect, I'm going to make a goal of 20. So I'm going to go follow 20 new people. I've been doing a lot more like, if you want potential coaches, do more fitness pages. Like that's what I've been kind of thinking of. Maybe it's like the gallon water jugs or blender bottles page or whatever, right? But if you just kind of want to get new people on your page and watching your stories, go to any brands like Pink Lily Boutique, any clothing you wear, any food brands you use. I don't know, Brittany's glasses, like she could go look up the brand of that on Instagram. It's really like figuring out things that you actually use. Like I've been buying so much shit for home decor. I've just been like following a lot of people off home decor pages and even Facebook groups. So I'll follow them. I'll do that, kind of love bomb their page when I follow them. And I will go through their page to even see when they last posted. Because if they posted 2 months ago, there's not going to be any new content to really love on. So making sure they're posting, maybe they have an Instagram story up, and reading their bio and looking at their picture. I know like judging a book by its cover is not something you're supposed to do, but I kind of just look to see if it's someone I'd actually vibe with or feel like I would, and just like their stuff. And I just exit out after that. Like after I do all that, I just go out of my Instagram. And then whenever someone follows me back, I'm going to send them a new follower message. Okay. So my new follower message just tells them a little about me. Like, thanks for following me. This is about me. Tell me about yourself. And I'll send about 20 of those, depending on how many people follow me back. It could be different people. It could be the same people from the day before when you connected with them. I don't really like unfollow people that don't follow me back. I still try and connect with them continuously. So new follower message. Usually they'll conversate with me. I'm going to add them into my pipeline on Streak. This is new for me. I'm going to add it in as new follower message / connection. And then in 2 weeks, I'm going to mark them for 2 weeks down the road. I'm going to invite them to my free group. And then just if they're watching my stories or liking my posts, which usually they will be if they followed you back, even if they're not, you can still invite them, whatever. And then after the free group, a week later, I'm going to invite them to my challenge, like my actual boot camp. So that's kind of like my system I'm going to try to do. I've actually had a lot of people tell me about themselves. And if they say they're struggling with like getting motivation back, actually, let me read you guys this because it's kind of insane. Like, oh, this is me, I've been on my fitness journey for this long. I'm also trying to get back on track. I'm lacking motivation. This girl said she's been super into eating healthier and fitness up until she got pregnant with her daughter and couldn't anymore due to complications. And she feels like it's super hard to get back into it with a toddler. I said, are you doing anything specific fitness routine wise? She said, I used to, but not really. And I said, if you ever want to start fresh and have amazing accountability behind you, I run monthly groups that help women get started with fitness. I'm super passionate about it and the invitation is open to you. That was Tuesday. We started conversating about the whole thing. I just followed my script steps and she signed up yesterday. So like that's also a new combo, but an invite for me. So you never know, like sending a new follower message could go any direction. So never like not send new follower messages and always say like, tell me about yourself. And if they go more like the fitness route because they see that you're into fitness and they're struggling with it, don't be afraid to offer like, I run monthly groups. The invitation is open to you. That way in the future, if they're watching your stories, they knew that you said that to them. So they may join you. So that's kind of like been my my path, I guess, with connecting. And it's worked. I mean, a lot of the new follower messages I'm sending go to like lead to the boot camp, especially during this time. So then you don't really have to wait 3 weeks to invite them. Yeah, so I just add their name. I haven't added their name yet, but add their name into Streak. So say, I replied to your new follower message, you would go add me into your Streak saying new connection or whatever you want to title it. And then you can like add, I think with Streak, you can add like the, not stage, the time thing where you can put check back or like invite them to free group in 2 weeks. Like you can put that in like one of the pipeline things. And you could also like write it out or put it on your calendar. When you say your hey girl message. Let me read it to you. Hold on. I used to have in there, hold on. Okay. So it says right now, hey boo, just wanted to hop in and say thank you for following me. Sometimes things get weird around here, but I hope we can stay connected and I can add value to your life. It warms my heart knowing there are other women out there so we can empower each other and lift one another up. I love avocado toast. I drop a lot of F-bombs and am all about self-love. Tell me about yourself. So that's my newest follower message. The old one I used actually said like, it warms my heart knowing there are other women out there so we can empower each other. I run monthly accountability groups and you're always invited if you're ever interested. So I took that out and I kind of just like get them to conversate with me first. But you can really make it your own and kind of switch out whatever you want. So I'll send that to Brittany. Let's see.
So a couple things, you guys, that I heard while she's kind of looking through those through the chat. If you've got questions, drop them in there, by the way. A couple things like she is spending a lot of time growing her network and connecting with the people. And don't miss that she immediately is connecting. She's not waiting for them to show up in her stories or this. It's like, I see that you followed me and I'm going to talk to you. Leia this weekend, while she was at the hospital, shared with Ashley and I that she ended up telling her nurse that she was a Beachbody coach, who then said, my mom does Beachbody, who then connected her to her mom and is now potentially buying Shakeology. And we talked about it today in our thread. If your mouth is open, your business is open. So some of us are so afraid. When do I send the invite? When do I? Baylee is constantly talking, and that's what I'm gathering from this. She's constantly talking, and she's posturing herself as somebody who can help other people once they come in. It's like Lululemon. I walk in the store, they're going to ask me what I need help with, right? They walk into Baylee's social media, she asks them, what do you need help with? Tell me about yourself. Because if you're here, this is what we're going to be doing here, right? She sets that standard from the get-go. I love that. So good. Any other questions, you guys?
So this is another thing, like I said, replying to their stories if they have one. So I followed this girl, for example, replied to her story and said, I don't remember what it was, October 30th. And I just said the cutest, like I just said it out of the blue. So she's probably like, who the fuck is this, right? So I followed her and I kind of like liked some of her photos, and she replied back to me. And then November 9th, she was like, hey, I just wanted to let you know that I love you and your stories. I'm so baffled at how sweet you are to me, who is a complete stranger to you. I wish we lived closer together because I definitely feel like we'd be friends. I hope you and your family are well. And then we just kind of like conversated, and it was weird to me at first, but she was like asking where I lived and all this stuff. And then it's been going on since Monday. So that's like October 30th through November 16th, we've been conversating. So like every single day, which may seem excessive, but it gets better. And she's like, I said, are you on a fitness journey? And she's like, I'm not currently, but it's something I want to get into. I said, if you ever need help starting, I got you. My monthly boot camp / accountability community is the best. She said, I've seen you talk about it on your stories, blah, blah, blah. That was Tuesday. And then today she messaged me saying, I've been doing some thinking and I'm interested in your fitness program. Can you tell me more about it? So like, that's another thing. This is the stuff that I spend time doing. Like when I'm sitting down to Power Hour, I'm like talking to new people, and eventually that will turn into an invite. And if it's not an instant invite, it's okay. Like this stuff is what really turns out better than sending an invite and getting ghosted. I would rather start new conversations and conversate with them every day, feeling like I'm a best friend to them, versus getting ghosted in an invite, right? So just making sure like you are talking to people no matter what. Oh, let's see. I don't know why it's difficult. Yeah, so I used to be like that too. I would make graphics and just post them, and I would never talk about it, but I just started to create a routine for myself, knowing like I wake up and I show my breakfast or my pre-workout or whatever, I do my dance, and then I'm like talking to my camera at least 4 to 5 slides, no more than that, about my day, my to-do list. I don't know, maybe something about the Hulu show last night, and then saying like, I just want to let you know my November No Excuses boot camp is still open for enrollment. A bunch of my girls are finishing their 5Ks this week. It's just super inspirational, and we want to put ourselves on the front burner during the holidays. Like, you're invited, and I want you to know that. I'm going to kind of explain what you get with it on the next screen. So just like something so simple like that. It doesn't have to be sitting there for 10 slides just talking to your phone. It can be something, just one slide of 15 seconds explaining that you're invited if they're watching you. But it took me a while, so don't feel like you should feel like you have to be an expert at it, because you don't. It does take time to kind of warm up to stories and doing that. So yeah, I've just it's been a little bit hard, but this was my paper for October, and I kind of just it's a mess, put like talking to, this is like the mid-October to the end. So these were like talking to people that I actually conversated all the way to pricing with. And then I put potential Novembers. So from that list, the potentials I could reach out to in November following up, which this is a mess. So I redid it, and I'm kind of just putting like who I'm talking to, coaches that were in my free coach workshop, follow-ups, and December potentials. So, I mean, you could really go either way with it. I feel like my papers kind of get lost. That's why I'm really getting back into Streak, because I hate to pay for it, but I really need something different than just paper, because I feel like I'm kind of scatterbrained with it. So maybe like make a post in your team page and figure out what other people are doing, and just kind of ask like, how are you guys tracking your conversations? Like I said, I think in Streak I'm gonna do, I don't know if any of you use it, but I'm gonna do new connections / follows. So like that would be anyone that responds to that new follower message, or you can name it whatever. Probably like a free group one, so you know that you're inviting all those people to the free group, and then if they get in there, you can put it in your Streak. Boot camp, so maybe like boot camp invites and they actually said yes, or just talking to. And then pricing, like you got to the pricing part, so you're moving them down, right? So like free group, cool, now they're invited to the boot camp. Okay, they're conversating with you, you move them to boot camp. Now you're conversating, you got to pricing, you're moving them down. So it's like you're always moving them in Streak. And if you're not moving them, then you move them to something else called follow-ups, or December, or January, or just delete them out of your Streak. And then share a cart maybe, or follow-ups. And then you could even make one for like 9-week control freak, control fresh, and January / New Year's. So I don't know. I'm going to kind of play with it. My Streak now is kind of messy and I need to redo everything. I had like pipelines for everything. So I'm still working from that and doing follow-ups from like all those people. But yeah, if you have your Streak set up and you have tons of people in it that are from a long time ago, just go back from that and follow up with them and do the circle back invite. Like, hey, I know we talked a long time ago, but my holiday boot camp is coming up. I'd love to get you, started crushing goals with us, treating it like the new year. What do you think? Or whatever, would you want to like hop in with us? And then putting them on your paper if they actually responded to that, and then taking them out of your Streak or moving them to a different pipeline. I feel like it's not that complicated, but it sounds complicated to use Streak.
What I love most is that you're resourceful. I have Google Streak, you guys. You know how I taught myself Google Streak? I'm sure the same way that Baylee taught herself Google Streak, youtube.com. So simple. And there's even a coach who created them for all of Beachbody like years ago. So if you're like curious about how to use Google Streak or a system like that where you're taking people down the pipeline, it's a CRM, basically a customer relations management. Like, how are you managing the people you're talking to? Or are you just like, they're following me on social media, so if they come in my story, then I guess I'll invite them? Or do you have a systematic approach for, okay, once I capture their email, they go here, and once I do this, they go here? And this also includes, like we talked about, was it last week or 2 weeks ago, when we talked about the calendar, right? If you have a calendar in front of you and you're owning what you're sharing with people, and that's what dictates your day-to-day, your week-to-week, your month-to-month, then this makes all of that other stuff so much easier. It's about being organized. It's about being resourceful. And I've loved you, Baylee, since day 1 of meeting you, because she has always, always, always been resourceful, been organized, been the kind of person to, I don't know it, but I'm going to go figure it out and I'm going to bring it back to you and give it to you. And I love that about you. So thank you so much for pouring into us tonight. Guys, let's take a picture. And then maybe, I don't know, Baylee, do you want to take a boomerang or anything for your stories?
Yeah.
Let me take a still shot real quick. And then
I dropped the tracker in the chat. You guys can click those little dots and press save if you want. If you can't click it and open it right now. But there's the tracker that I use, and then the Google Doc is explaining each part in the tracker. So if you have any new coaches, you can send them that Google Doc. I'm sending my new coaches, once they're ready for power hours, like, hey, here's the tracker. Here's each step broken up. because obviously they may not want to invite to coaching yet. So that's what both of those are. Anyways.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. All right, smile, guys. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Let's say boom. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yay. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Baylee. You guys have an awesome night, and I will leave all these resources on the team page as well.
Bye.